Set yourself straight, learn how to live free. Addiction is a dead end road of pain and misery. I didn't know, I didn't know which way to go.
Hey folks, I'm Jerry, the sober guy, and welcome to Recovery Today, the only show in the Tri-Cities area and beyond that dares to talk about alcoholism and drug addiction. And my guest today, and I hope my guest every week, trying to talk her into it, is Deanna Eyrich from Iron Mountain Counseling. She is the founder and CEO of that outfit. And did you know that Recovery Today is the only show in the Tri-Cities area and beyond, like I said, that dares to look at alcoholism and drug addiction and recovery from it? Did you know that?
I did know that.
You did know that because you've been a guest 47 times on my show.
7,
now,
I think.
Recovery Today, we are not affiliated with any recovery organization program. You know, the views seen here today are that of my guest and myself. Got a shout out to my boss, David Hartley, and Heritage TV for allowing us to have this show.
Yeah.
It's well needed and long overdue, and I do need a sponsor. So anybody out there in sponsor land, give us a call.
Definitely.
You know, because this show helps a lot of people. With that said, Deanna.
And don't forget to like us.
And
right? We're
yes,
on
and
Facebook.
the Recovery Today show is on Facebook.
Yeah.
And you know, go on Facebook and click like. You know, and build it up. Let's get a good community going. Now today, what are we going to talk about today? I thought we'd kind of go random.
Yeah. Well, we had posted that we were going to talk about intense highs, and I came in and I said, I really want a cigarette.
You
and
did?
I haven't smoked in 18 years.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I had a few people who have gone on the YouTube and said, you know, why don't you talk about holiday stuff? And as you can see, we're taping during the holidays. So I said, okay, how do you deal? Let's deal with holiday stress and how crazy it is, and just randomly talk about what comes up.
Yeah, all right, let me rewind my brain. And yeah, I remember, you know, when the holidays came up, back in the using days, I picked it up a notch.
Yeah.
I mean, I drank like a madman to begin with, but I really picked it up a notch.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the holiday spirit and this and that, just another excuse to get drunk and high.
Yeah, not the holiday spirit for most addicts and alcoholics. You know,
Spirits?
Spirits, maybe. But, you know, the lows are more intense during the holidays because there's this perception, right, that everybody during the holidays has this great Christmas, and there's plenty of money, and there's plenty of gifts, and there's plenty of food, and, you know, and even people who don't drink or don't normally drink or drug do during the holidays. Whatever that is.
Yeah,
Depression is more intense,
Yeah.
anxiety is more intense. Everything is just, it's almost like somebody flips a switch on Thanksgiving and says, all right, let's kick up your world a notch and see just how much pressure you can handle.
Yeah, it's not like the 4th of July
No,
or something like that.
I don't think
where,
so.
You know,
Yeah, I don't think so. The 4th of
Labor
July,
Day,
you're out.
Well, Labor Day.
Sun's
You know,
out,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, and you're right.
Yeah.
Depression, because I have a very hard time this time of year.
Right.
You know, with Vietnam and all this other stuff, and
Right.
and you're right, money problems, this and that. How am I going to make this? And you know, can I afford to give people I want presents? And you know,
Right.
yeah, and that would make you depressed and make you want to take a snort of something or smoke or
Right.
something or a big gallon of Jack.
Exactly, because you know one shot wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Right? You'd have to have a lot.
But what they don't understand is that after you do all that stuff,
Right.
the problems haven't gone away,
Right.
and you feel twice as bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and you don't even think about it when you go to pick it back up. There's a lot of people who've been in recovery 5, 10, 15 years that lose it during this time of the year.
Yeah, a lot of suicides.
Lots of suicides.
Lots of suicides, yeah.
This is just as merry and cheerful as it's painted. It's not for a lot of people. You know, you have to think about if you've lost somebody you love. this is the time of the year that even if you didn't see them during the rest of the year, families make huge efforts to be together.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, whoever, mom's gone, dad's gone, maybe you've lost a child, who,
Yeah,
whatever, your best friend,
Yeah, 'cause-
so you've got that loss going on while it's warring with, but I'm supposed to be happy. I'm supposed to be happy. How come I'm not happy?
Yeah, I mean, that you hit a good point. I mean, I did
Yeah.
enjoy Thanksgiving and Christmas at my parents' house.
Yeah.
And they're both gone.
Yeah.
And, it was just a good time that the family got together. There was no nutsoism.
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 We got to keep that word. That's a good one.
That's a Jerryism.
Yeah.
And it was just a day filled with love.
Yeah.
And of course I drank all day too, but
But you didn't when you were little, did you?
Then
Did you drink all day when you were young?
when I was at my parents' house?
Yeah.
Well, what age are we talking about?
Okay, little, like a little kid.
From 18 on.
Okay, but that's not little kid.
No,
See,
not
most
little
of us
kid, no.
remember what it was like when we were little ones, right? And that whole magic of Christmas and being all excited. And we keep trying to recreate that over and over and over the older we get. But it's hard to recreate it. How do you recreate that? How do you make that? How do you put that back in your heart when the people who helped you create it as something special are gone?
You can't. You gotta
Yeah.
put it in your mind. You put it in your mind, then your mind starts spinning, and you're happy for a while, and then you
Then
get
you
depressed.
fake, right?
Then you get depressed.
Yeah, it's like you fake. You've
Yeah.
seen the depression commercials, where the
I am a
one where-
depression commercial.
Yeah, that one too. But it's where they have the eyeballs on the sleeve. The depression is those eyeballs, and they're
Yeah.
saying, just take this drug and you'll feel better. Well, the problem is that antidepressants help, but they don't fix. Right?
Say that again.
They help, but they don't fix.
And that's
So maybe you're depressed way down here and you take an antidepressant and it brings you up here a little bit, but it doesn't make you recover fully
yeah.
from depression. So you still have some. And so, this is the time of the year that your depression might show back up. And you're saying, well, my medication isn't working. Well, that's not necessarily true. What may be true is that you're not talking about whatever's bothering you, whatever the issues are. So when I came in and I said to you, Jerry, I really just want a cigarette. I feel like
that
my
flipped
life
me
has
out,
been
yeah.
crazy since the end of October, and I can't slow down, and it keeps speeding up. And
because
it's
you're
getting away
doing your
from me.
Christmas early.
Yeah, because
And
I'm doing my
on-
Christmas on Sunday.
And you're
I'm
you're on catch up. You're trying to get everything
I'm
done.
on overdrive.
Yeah.
But it helps being
Stress,
able to
stress.
say. But
Yeah.
think about it. Doesn't it help just being able to say, I really wish I could have a cigarette, or I really want to have a cigarette? And even just saying it and acknowledging that it's in your body, then you kind of go, oh, okay, something's
But-
going on to pay attention.
All right, let me ask you a question because you're the expert. All right, I wish I had a cigarette.
I didn't say I wish I'd had one.
What'd you say?
I said I want one.
You want one. I want
Right
a cig-
in that
but wouldn't
moment, my
wouldn't that-
brain says I want a cigarette.
Will that trigger a
No.
response
Yeah.
in your subconscious, and one day you just pick up a cigarette?
No. What
But
it
that's
does
how-
is it
that's how
kind of goes.
addicts
Yeah, that's how you
work.
think, but that's not the truth.
You know.
If you can acknowledge, right, because once I said it out loud, then it was like, oh, okay. Pay attention. You got something going on
Yeah,
here.
well,
It wasn't like I need to run to the counter and go get one. So all
Yeah.
I did was acknowledge that I really wanted one, and then I went, oh, that's what that feeling is.
Yeah.
Right? Because up until that, like all day today, I've been having this little anxiety. How am I going to be done by Sunday? How am I going to get the kids picked up from the airport and still have the house ready to go? I don't even have my lights on my Christmas tree yet. Come on.
Even counselors,
Yeah.
they all look at you as like the Iron Maiden.
Right.
But you're a human.
Yeah, and anybody that knew me at Magnolia Ridge would have called me that too.
Yeah. but you're just another human.
Yeah, we're all
You
human.
know? I
We
mean,
all
it
got
just-
stuff.
People don't understand that. But getting back to that, I wish I had a cigarette and stuff.
Yeah.
I often say that I wish, or I'll go by a billboard and see a drink, or I'll see.
But you know what? Let's quit using the words "I wish," because I think that
Well,
may
I'm
be what's
just-
throwing us off. So when you see the bulletin board, you need to say, "I want a drink," because that's really what you want.
Yeah.
When you go into the I wish factor, then you build on it. You're like, I wish I could have a drink, and then I wish I could be with my friends, and I wish I could be at this bar, and I wish. Well, but you build the story, which is what causes the intense craving. If you looked at the bulletin board and said, I want a drink, that's it. There's no more to the story.
Yeah.
It's just, I want a drink. Your body acknowledges, I want a drink. Okay, I heard you. Thanks for reminding me that's not where I need to be. And we move on.
Yeah, and what I do with that is, you know, when the cravings or whatever comes and I see something that triggers, you know, my old addictive behavior, is, you know, that beer would probably taste pretty good.
That's
and
right.
Then I go back into the rearview mirror of my life.
No, see, you build the story. That's the problem.
That's my foundation of recovery.
Yeah, you're building the story, though. That's how come it's so intense.
Yeah.
Because you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you say, you know, I want, or I wish I had.
Oh, that looks like it might be pretty good.
Yeah, right. That looks like it might be pretty good. Well, then there's more to the story. Yeah. When you say, I want a drink, that's it. The story's done. There's no more to it. You don't have to think about it anymore. You've given it away. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. But I don't know if it makes sense to an addict that in the sense that
okay, let's try it.
It's
you want to try
easy
it?
to say.
You want me to try it with you?
Yeah. Well,
okay.
All right.
So I want you to think about this. You see this bulletin board.
Yeah.
And what was your drug of choice, let's say?
Budweiser.
Okay, so you got the Budweiser bulletin board. Yeah. Now I want you to say...
Jose Cuervo.
That's not Budweiser, that's tequila.
Well, they
tequila is what it is. Right,
yeah.
Okay, so you see the bulletin board and now you're starting to say, I wish I had a drink, I remember where I was the last time I had a drink, blah, and then you go on, right? So just say that out loud and tell me what's going on in your head with that.
I wish I had a drink, and I remember where I was the last time I had a Budweiser.
Yeah. And now what's happening?
Nothing.
Okay, now say I want a drink.
I want a drink.
Is it different?
No, I'm still blank. Because I think in my recovery that I've wiped that thought process out of my head. Because I know where it's going to bring me. I mean, I understand what you're saying,
right.
But I know exactly if I have that one drink in this festive holiday season.
Yeah, and I'm not advocating having a drink. I'm not advocating having a drink.
I understand that.
Yeah, not at all.
But to say I want a drink, it does absolutely nothing.
Exactly, that's the point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did I pass the audition?
You passed the exam, right? Because if you were looking at the bulletin board and you go,
I flunked bad, man.
I know, right? It's like all of us, right?
Yeah.
You go past a window, right? Let's say that your wood stove goes out at the house.
Ooh.
Yeah, bad thing, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to throw a temper tantrum and have a fit, but then you have to go buy a wood stove. Well, then you start with the I wish I could afford, I wish I could do this, I wish I could do that, and all of that wishing goes, it makes you feel like crapola. Instead of going, okay, I need a wood stove, this is how much it's going to cost me, where can I go find one? Story is done, this is all I need. You don't have to spend extra emotion, extra time, extra effort going, I wish I had, I wish I had, I wish I had, which is part of, I wish I was depressed, I wish I was angry. Right? It's all the same. Mm-hmm. It's all the same.
No, I see, said the blind man.
Okay.
Yes.
I just explained it wrong.
Yeah. No, I see. Yeah. Yeah, you had me, I just
Sorry.
Going, we're on TV here and I don't have a good answer.
That was the good answer. It's the end of the story. Done.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's kind of like a rite of passage, I guess.
Yeah.
In the holiday festive season.
Yeah.
You know, to go out and try to get legless.
And everybody expects you to drink.
You know, I don't
Everybody
get it.
expects you to drink.
You know,
Think about these guys and gals that it's their first year. and they still have the company holiday parties where everybody drinks and you almost walk in the door and they shove the alcohol under your nose and you're supposed to drink or else you're not one of us. And now they have to be the lone soldier.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to be a lone soldier in a room full of
Actually,
alcoholics.
I find great pleasure today going to places where there's booze all around
Yeah.
and being the guy that, nah, I don't want it.
Right, but you've had instances where you have. We've talked about
Oh,
it.
yeah,
on the
yeah,
show.
yeah. But I don't want it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I just don't want to do it.
Which is so different now than it was the first year, right?
Yeah.
Where the first year is all you do is want it, want it, want it, want it. Or
Well,
I wish,
yeah.
I wish, I wish.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I just, and that's a good topic is how do we help the addict, you know, alcoholic, drug addict, in the early stages, in this time of year,
Yeah.
fight the craving?
Right.
There's no real
But you know, I really believe in what I was saying. I really-
inside. You gotta
I
want
really,
it.
I really believed in what I was saying, and that is that if you can acknowledge out loud to somebody that you trust, I want to use. I want a cigarette. I want a beer. I want a pill. You know, it's all the same. The drug is a drug is a drug.
Yeah.
You know? But it's all the same. And if you can just say out loud to somebody who is not going to panic and go, what do you mean you want a drug? You know, and who's going to say, okay, what's going on with you? Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you can just say, okay, this is going on. And it's almost like,
Then we can have a topic.
Yeah.
And a discussion.
yeah.
And why do you feel this way?
Yeah. And then it just kind of goes,
You know,
levels you out again.
You know, I always like go back to the old way, the old school, when that arises is get a piece of paper, write down all the good things that are going to happen,
Yeah.
then write down all the bad things that are going to happen, and see which side is the heaviest.
And I think that's a great
You
idea.
know?
That's a
Because
fantastic idea.
If I did that, like say today in this festive season, I decide to go drink.
Right.
Well, the first thing I do is take my wallet and throw it away.
Right.
You know, go to the police station before because I'm going
But
to
let's
go
be
there.
realistic. You can say that because you're not right in this moment wanting to use. Okay?
Yeah.
If I walk up to you and say, Jerry, I really need some cocaine right this minute, I'm not going to be able to take the time to sit down and write down all the bad things about cocaine.
Oh, no.
Right? That's something, it's a great technique, it's a great tool, but that needs to be done at a time where you're level.
Yeah.
You know, where you can really sit down and look at the other side and both sides and maybe carry it, maybe shrink it down and carry it in your wallet for the bad times when you're going, ooh, right?
Yeah.
Where you can pull it out and go, wait a minute, this is going to put me in jail.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
some
That was a-
off-camera activity over
yeah.
here.
That was a postcard, wasn't it?
I'm telling you. So, but
I'll tell you what.
But I really, for me, it really is about acknowledging what you're feeling. You know,
Yeah.
if you can say it, then you can move forward and talk about it.
That's right, you can.
And then you have
You're-
somebody to help
you're
you out with
admitting
it. Yeah,
that,
because
you know.
otherwise you're holding it in and you've got this, like I talked about earlier, it was the anxiety of the day. I've been building up anxiety all day, and when I finally walk in, I really look at you and say, I really need a cigarette.
Yeah.
That's what it was,
That's-
you know, and I didn't realize all day that's what it was,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Is that your subconscious? Does
Yeah.
that have anything to do with it like
Yeah.
that? I mean, I don't know. I'm just trying to think back that. Because a lot of times in my life, something will pop out of the back of my head about my using days.
Right,
And usually I'll go, oh man, I can't believe I did that. You know?
right, right.
You know? And that's what that's what we deal with. Just like
Yeah.
you said you haven't smoked for 18 years.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't drank a drug for 23, but it never goes away.
No,
It never goes away.
it's still there
And-
somewhere.
And we got to build a foundation of recovery. And no
Yeah.
matter what our problem area in life is.
Right.
And I call it a tool chest.
Right.
And you got to open it up every once
Yeah.
in a while.
So let's talk real quick about some tools because I don't know how much time we have left. Okay, so a couple of tools. Take somebody with you who doesn't drink or drug as well, okay?
Oh, yeah.
And come up with a password. So your password might be, I forgot to let the dog out, I need some ice cream, whatever it is. So you walk into this party and you're good to go for a while, and the alcohol or the drugs are around you, you're good to go for a while, and then all of a sudden you feel it. And whether it is extreme anxiety, overwhelming desire to use, starting to get angry, whatever it is, then you look at whoever this person is and say, I really want to go for some ice cream, what do you think? Then that person knows that you're in trouble,
Yeah.
okay?
Well,
so they can come over and either put their hand on your arm and make you strong again, or talk to you a little bit, maybe you're going to be okay. But the second time you say it, then that person comes over and tells you, hey, you know, we forgot to do this, or whatever you've agreed on ahead of time. Then you go find whoever it is that's in charge of the party and say goodbye. Don't slink out the back door, because that aids in another reason to use, right? Because that's embarrassment.
Yeah.
That you can't do it. So you take whoever the strong person is with you, say goodbye to all those people, and just walk out with your head up, because then you have something to hold on to say, I did it, as opposed to walking out because now you're too far gone.
And then, if that situation arises again and you go, I don't know if I can handle it, you got to think back and say, I've already done this before.
Yes, I've done it.
So
That's right.
it doesn't mean I can't do it again.
That's right.
I can do it again.
That's right.
If I want to.
That's right.
You know, it's like me and Johnny Rightland, my buddy, when we go to the clubs and stuff, and, you know, our password is out of here.
Yes.
You know, we know when.
Right.
You know, because I do that. I said it on the last show. If I ever go out and use again, which, you know, I don't know if I will or not. I mean,
Right.
I can't answer that question. But it's going to be because of excitement.
Yeah.
It's not because of the, I need it. I'm going
Right.
to get caught up in the excitement, or, and you know this as well as anybody, my anger
Yeah.
would make me drink. If I
Right.
got mad enough, my anger would, you know,
So,
because I've said, I've got mad
so
at home.
can I rephrase that for you? Your
Yeah.
anger won't make you drink. Your survival instinct will make you drink.
Okay.
And I think we should talk about that on a show sometime, about the survival instinct and why people end up using again. Because it's not a thought process that happens, it's a survival mechanism for people. Yeah.
See,
So,
that's why I want you to be my partner. That's why I want you to, you know, because you come up with good stuff that I know about, but I just never think about it.
yeah.
You know, and that's the cool part of this show.
Right.
And so, whether you like it or not, you're
I'm stuck.
you're here every week,
Okay.
or month, or day, whenever we do this.
Well, if we get enough sponsors, we'll build it up
That's
every
right.
week.
Sponsorship is a must. Come on. Yeah. But
Okay.
yeah.
So what other techniques? So we've got coming up with a password, taking a sober buddy with you that you find strength in. Okay. Another one is touch. We as human beings need to be touched. Okay. And so sometimes when you're feeling not that way, but sometimes
I'll
when
touch
you
you.
need, when you're feeling
You
like
want a drink?
you can't handle
Well, you-
it,
you
right?
can't
Just
now.
somebody coming up to you and saying, "Hey, how you doing?" and just touching you
I go, hey.
will calm you. Okay.
You think so?
Not you necessarily,
okay.
which is why I touch you all the time. I
Yeah.
like seeing you mad.
Yeah.
Okay. But for some people, just a touch, you know, any kind of contact will help them calm down and be able to think more clearly.
Yeah.
You know, because it's a different sensation. Because what happens when we're starting to crave, what happens? We go all the way inside our body. And it's all about us, and
Turmoil,
we can't
man.
think outside,
For me, it's
right?
turmoil.
But then somebody comes up to you and goes like this, you have something else to think about, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it changes immediately your thought process, and no matter who you are. So even though you're the angry guy, so we'll do a show, you're the angry guy, but you know.
I'm not the sober guy. I'm the angry guy.
Right? But if you're standing there and you're in the middle of
Somebody
craving,
shoot me.
but if you're standing in the middle of a bad craving and somebody walks up and touches you, and you don't like to be touched, you're naturally going to react to that.
Oh, yeah.
And the craving's going to go away, and you're going to react to somebody touching you.
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
See? That's
this,
cool.
Yeah, in the
That's cool.
same way that if you like to be touched, and you're in the middle of a craving and somebody touches you, it gives you a little strength and it changes your mindset about how things go. Right? So there's another, that's 3 we've given you. We've given you the password, we've given you bring a sober friend, and now we've given you have somebody walk up and touch you. And pay attention to those thoughts and those feelings that come along with that.
All right, see, I'm old school, and is that the new?
That's the Deanna. Come on, we all know
I understand that.
Deanna
but,
doesn't go along with with any of that stuff.
Okay,
That's the
all right,
Deanna
because I'm not into the kumbaya craze,
yeah.
When I get sober, I got touched by a guy named Muscles. and I was complaining about I want to drink and AA sucks and I want to drink and this and that, and he just went and just smarten up, tough guy. How tough are you now?
Right, and some people need that.
I mean, that's my kind of recovery.
And some people need that. Everybody has different stuff.
Well, my brother would just horrorize me.
Yeah, but he did that from the time you were little, so what was new?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. God love him. I love you, Bill. But yeah.
No.
Yeah, see, I mean, I have to get, like we said in a few shows, I'm so far out of touch, with the using world.
But I don't think it's that, Jerry. I think that things happen to you. Honestly, I think that things happen to you in your
being
recovery.
Distracted by
the favorite partner.
by Clickboy.
Yeah. But I think that things have happened to you in your recovery that you didn't realize helped you.
Oh yeah.
The more subtle things. So if somebody did walk up to you and touch your arm, you would not have related that to, oh, that switched my thinking, because it wasn't brought to your attention. Yeah. And I tend to be more a detail-oriented gal.
Yeah. But I do remember in early recovery when, after I kind of get used to it and decided to become, straight.
To own it.
To sober up, when people would come up and go, hey buddy, how you doing? Then I understood it.
Yeah.
But if, one of my pals came up and, hey buddy, how you doing? Before then, I would probably knock them out.
Right, because you were looking for a knife or a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, well, anyway. She got me again. For a whole half hour, she got me. Yeah. So you signing on or what?
I guess so. You know I love you.
That's great. Well, this wraps up another half hour of Recovery Today.
If you want to be on the show, let us know.
If you want to be on this show, you think you have some things to add to us, for us, give us a call. We're on Facebook. Hit us up on Facebook, like us, and
watch us on YouTube.
Watch us on YouTube. I mean, we're like dog caca. We're everywhere.
We're advertising big time today.
I don't know if we could use that one, but
I think we should.
Anyway, but this wraps up another half hour, man. And I'll end the show like I always end it. If you're out there and you're having a problem with alcohol or drugs and you're not doing anything about it, you're just spreading the disease.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.